To day 3 of the Cold War. Yesterday we talked about the Berlin, and I know we kind of jumped
Strategic.
ahead with the Berlin Wall. Now today we're going to talk about how other countries are drawn into this and what we're looking at here and what is called NATO and Warsaw Pact, all right? Now, the big fear is that the United States is on the other side of the world, and how could these countries uh, feel accomplished and feel like uh, nothing was going to happen to them? In 1949, Truman and other people will sign the charter for what eventually will become known as NATO. NATO does not stand for North American. It stands for North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And you can see the flags of the different countries here. All of them are in Europe with the exclusion of Canada and the United States. Now, NATO today is a bit more intense, and there's so many countries in NATO. So when you hear it's a NATO operation, just understand there are a lot of countries involved. Okay. Now, to get back at the Marshall Plan, the Molotov Plan, etc., the Soviets announced a plan through Molotov, which is called Comcon. And Comcon is kind of a communist organization of mutual economic countries. That's as far as I can get. And so they have that. Now, out of Comcon, eventually, it will become known as the Warsaw Pact. All right? And so here you have what's going on, and you can see that all the countries in kind of the orangish color are members of NATO, and all the ones in yellow are members of the Warsaw Pact. And so look at what's going on here. We have, again, the countries are basically, what am I trying to tell you here? We have this massive alliance system, similar to World War II, plaguing all of this. And so here you have all these things, correct? Now, what would be the general mentality of this? The mentality is collective security. That if anyone messes with anybody, if somebody comes in and messes with the member nations of NATO, which you're going to fill out who's in NATO at this point, they've got to deal with everyone else. If someone messes with somebody in Comcon, they've got to mess with them Warsaw. And so it's back to these things. Okay? Now, a interesting thing that has happened here, the Ukraine is a member of NATO, and so we're asked to intervene once Russia, as you can tell, Russia is right here by it, more or less connected to the Crimean Peninsula. And so we have these interesting things going on here still today, and I don't think it'll be resolved. Now, the next thing we're going to move into is the Korean War. This is where NATO and the United Nations kind of come to a head, and what happens if someone intervenes or threatens these people.